Gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It is $5 Tuesday, but for me personally, Dan, it's Contender Series Tuesday. We got a lot going on. We got baseball, WNBA, and now we add Contender Series to the mix. NFL preseason is right around the corner. And happy birthday.
Yes. Thank you. 33 years young today, Andy, and no place I would rather be than celebrating right here with you and the live viewers, man. We cashed our free play yesterday. Quiet play. We lose by the hook. We win by the hook here on the free play. So it's betting, folks. After last week, we couldn't buy a free play winner. But this week is going to be much different, Andy. We're pumped. We're rocking and rolling. We got Jesse Schule on today. The Fade God is here. Ross Benjamin, the boss himself, is here for some MLB action. We'll talk some college football as well because we are 2 weeks away from the start of week 0, Andy. So exciting stuff. But we're a minute into the show, dude. Something that we always look forward to for the clients, for live stream watchers, Dana White Contender Series. We love this competition as our team, so we have to start off with a DWCS play of the day.
Yeah, let's come out of the gates hot with a violence play. We're not taking under 2.5 rounds. We're not taking under 1.5 round. We're going to take under half a round in Hassan Saikia. So here's the breakdown. Saikia's god-awful. That's your breakdown.
End of
handicap. I'll break it down a little bit better. Okay, so Saikia is this Indian fighter who fights on the Indian regional scene, and India they are not up to speed on their mixed martial arts. They're quite behind. So Saikia has had one step up in competition. It wasn't even that great of a fighter. He fought on road to UFC, and he promptly got knocked out in 37 seconds. Hassan is a powerful puncher. I see fireworks. I'm actually kind of surprised this is plus 125 because I don't think this lasts very long. Maybe Saikia tries to be a little bit more cautious and tries to move a little bit more. He's just not that good. And on Contender Series, you got to understand, UFC knows who they want in a lot of these fights. They know they want some of these prospects, so they give them bums that they can just go on and knock out or submit pretty early. And UFC has had a problem in the past where guys on week 1 don't quite understand the task, and the task is to finish guys. You don't want to win by decision on Contender Series. You won't get a contract. That's how it works. They have 5 fights every night on Tuesday. Dana White decides if you get a UFC contract. So they want guys that can finish. This week they have put a bunch of finishers on the card. So there's going to be some quick knockouts. I think this is one of them. So this and the other thing, this is a fun one to watch, right? This bet, you only have to watch it for 2.5 minutes to know.
When you're telling me we're betting an under a half of a round, Andy, you're not asking for a lot of time on people's nights, and this is a competition, like Andy said, that we love. I mean, if you look at the money line of this fight, you see that one of these guys shouldn't even be out there, Andy, or at least it's what the odds makers
minus 3,600 now. Minus 3,600 on Hassan.
Yeah, and make sure you follow Andy on social at Bump Sports. Outside of all of the great information you do, I love the business stuff you've been doing, but also you're going to get these live streams shared directly to you as well, where one of my favorite things is watching your guys' Dana White Contender Series live streams. You guys do a great job with it. So check those out. If you are a UFC fan tonight, sweat the fights alongside. And hopefully, Andy, we won't be sweating that one for long. Let's get some plus money home on the under a half round in that fight.
Yeah, so we do a live show. It's on my YouTube channel. It's called Winning in the Shadows. So if you want to watch the fights along with myself and Jim, I think Jan's going to join us as well. It's a blast. It's the best Contender Series live stream in the market. I say that with pride, and I say that with honesty. So it's a lot of fun. So come join us. But we have a $5 play that is up. This is the play that we've bet with our own money. It is a parlay. Every Tuesday for the next 10 weeks, I will have a $5 Tuesday Contender Series play that is up. I'll release it on Tuesday morning. They don't release props and round props and all the official lines till Tuesday morning. So that's up. So get the $5 play. You can't win all the weeks, Dan, if you don't win the first one. So let's get off to a 1-0 start and let's crush.
Well, Andy,
right,
I told you I'm going to see the Odyssey tonight. That's how I'll be celebrating my birthday. So let's get the star of the Odyssey letting you know it's $5 Tuesday.
They love it when I turn up the bass.
Are you not entertained?
All handicappers can put up a play for $5. One of those said handicappers is the fade god himself, Jesse Schule. So we got to talk to Jesse and we got to talk some fades. Hello, Jesse. Are you ready to make some people upset today?
Oh, I'm happy to be back on WagerTalk today, and I'm looking forward to making some friends in the chat.
RJ, cover your ears for the end of Jesse's segment. Love you, but you're probably not going to like this one. But I do respect RJ's opinion, so we'll get his thoughts as well. But let's start with MLB here, Jesse. You got a couple teams that we want to fade. Give us one team that you want to fade and tell us why.
All right, let's start with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Andy. You know, I turned 50 this summer, and now that I'm an old man, I can reminisce about the good old days. You know, you probably remember back in the day when Paul Skeens starts, everybody just bets the Pirates, most of them betting the Pirates for the first 5 innings. I don't know if anybody's doing that anymore, but if they are, they're not doing that well. The Pirates have lost 10 of their last 13 overall. They're 3-12 in the last 15 games that Paul Skeens has started. He's 4-5 with a 4.63 ERA in 11 road starts. He's 2-2 with a 5.40 ERA in his last 5 starts. He's allowed 13 runs on 15 hits, 10 walks in 14 1/3 innings, in 3 losses in his last 3 starts, and the Pirates have a below-average bullpen. Miami coming off back-to-back home wins, one of the better home records in the NL, 36-24 at home. Yuri Perez will start for Miami. His numbers aren't that great, or let's say his record isn't that great. He's pitched better than his record. He's got an ERA of 3 in his last 4 starts. He's got a 3.29 ERA at home, a 3.61 ERA, and a 1.15 whip overall. Miami has an above average bullpen, but Miami is plus money for this game. We're fading the Pirates. We're taking Miami as a home dog here.
It is amazing what's happened to Skeens. I handicap golf. You see this happen with golf all the time. A guy's playing great, and then all of a sudden, little tweak of an injury or something, and the guy can't even make the cut. But yeah, the Skeens thing is that's been a pretty quick and brutal turnaround for him. So do they know does he have an injury, or I've looked at this. I can't find it.
Would you like me to speculate?
Yeah,
please.
I think it's not a baseball issue. It's probably something about the personal life, you know, the relationship, something distracting him from baseball, if you want my opinion.
Happens all the time. If you can figure out if there's issues going on outside the sport, it's a great way to try and fade teams and try and fade different fighters, different golfers, different pitchers, things like that. We love speculation. We love rumors. we love unsubstantiated opinions. Yes, the baby theory. Yes, absolutely.
Unless the fight gets canceled.
We got one more team to fade. This one kind of surprised me a little bit. Little head scratcher. What do you got?
Well, this might be where the chat starts speculating about what Jesse's up to, what he's been smoking, but we're going to fade the Dodgers. The Dodgers will be minus 275 on the money line against Kansas City today. Kansas City, they're 4-6 in their last 10 overall. They're 7-3 against the spread in those 10 games, though. They're 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 overall. And Michael Wacha will start for the Kansas City Royals, 5-8 with a 3.44 ERA, a 1.15 whip. Kansas City is 4-1 against the spread in his last 5 starts. He's 0-1 with a 1.82 ERA in his last 4 starts. Kansas City, though, they have the second worst bullpen in the major leagues. Only the Athletics rank worse with an ERA by reliever. Kansas City's ERA of 5.37 among the relief pitchers ranks 29th. So if we're betting Kansas City here, we want to take him in the first 5 innings. Blake Snell hasn't pitched since May. He's coming back from a couple months off. He's 0-1 with a 12 ERA. Of course, he's only started 1 game, but Snell's been battling injuries for the last few seasons, and he's been particularly bad in his first starts of the season. Now, he allowed 8 runs, 15 hits, and 7 walks in 19 2/3 innings in 7 starts in AAA. And his last rehab start at AAA, 3 runs, 5 hits, 4 walks in 3 2/3 innings. So not encouraging for Blake Snell. And I think his priority here is to come out, throw a few solid innings, and not get hurt. I don't think he's too concerned if he gives up a few runs. You know, you can get Kansas City plus 1.5, minus 130 for the first 5 innings here. And given what's going on with Blake Snell, I think that's a bargain.
Makes sense. Yeah, the numbers of Blake Snell don't lie. They tell a story. So I think I'm with you. It's $5 Tuesday. We can all put up plays for $5. What do you have up?
I've got a baseball play. I can't tell you what it's going to be, but yeah, we're hitting 70% with Major League Baseball the last 2 weeks. We're having a pretty solid season again. We're up around 60 units since the start of last season. Really looking forward to college football season, though. Really looking forward to NFL preseason. I swept the board with my preseason picks last year, and the good folks at WagerTalk are giving away the preseason for free with a purchase of the first month of the regular season for NFL. I was 6-0 in the preseason last year. I was 4-0 in week 1. So we started off the NFL season with 10 consecutive wins. We'll see if we can do that again this year, Andy.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Preseason, a lot of talk about betting preseason this year. I'm excited for it. I already started looking at who's the backup quarterback that's going to play the second half. Who's the how are the third string running backs for the Jets? Good. So this is how we handicap preseason. Yeah, there's nothing good about the Jets. So all right. RJ's already having the meltdown in the chat. So let's talk LSU, Jesse.
All right. Well, RJ should know that last year I had pegged Penn State as the most overrated team in the country. That worked out quite nicely. And this year I'm calling out LSU. I mean, they bring in Lane Kiffin. In fact, Lane Kiffin walked away from a college football playoff spot. Imagine that. I do think Kiffin is an upgrade from Brian Kelly. I do think LSU will be better, but I think they're a little bit overrated heading into this season, perhaps one of the most overrated teams in the country. Kiffin's a good coach. He's going to get the offense humming, but let's be honest about Lane Kiffin for a second here. He's just 11-15 against top 25 teams during his tenure at Ole Miss. Speaking of his tenure at Ole Miss, last year, Ole Miss had the weakest schedule in the SEC. The previous season, only 2 teams had a softer schedule in the SEC. So for the first time in his career as a head coach, he's going to have to navigate a real SEC schedule. They play Alabama, Texas A&M, rivalry game on the road at Ole Miss and at Tennessee. I don't see them winning more than 1 or 2 of those games at best. I don't think they're going to hit their regular season win total. I don't think this is a playoff team. I'm aware that he's got all the money in the world to work with. Well, so did Jimbo Fisher a few years back at Texas A&M. I think LSU is going to be a fade for me this season.
All right. Even RJ says 9-3 is probably the ceiling for LSU. So
I'm going to go 7-6, 8-4 being the ceiling.
Okay. All right.
We're not that far off.
Yeah, absolutely. So, have you started much preseason handicapping this early? Have you started looking at some of these teams and backups? I briefly did it last night.
College football, you talking?
No, NFL.
I've been focusing on college football because I've started
Okay.
releasing my week 0 and week 1 videos. I've got
Gotcha.
4 or 5 videos up on WagerTalk TV for college football. And I mean, there's 136 teams in college football. It's a lot more work, and I'm working on that right now. The NFL will kind of fall into place for me. And if you're looking for evidence of that, how about the 10-0 start last year?
Love it. Love it.
I put all the work into researching college football, and then the NFL just comes easy.
Love it. I love it. All right. We're going to do a bet. We're going to do you issued a clown nose bet. So we're going to do a season win total at the end of the season. We're going head to head. I've got Alabama and you've got LSU. So walk us through our bet.
I'll take Alabama. You can have LSU.
Oh, okay. I get LSU. All right. All right.
You get
RJ, you and I are rolling with LSU. Come
Let's
on,
go.
an undefeated season on the horizon. So,
So,
So
yeah,
what? It's just whoever has more wins. Is that what we're grading it as? So just straight up,
the win.
no handicap. Bama versus
Yeah, the
LSU.
win totals listed at 8. Both teams are listed at 8.5 for their win total, juiced to
Okay.
the over. Both teams are basically the same price to make the college football playoffs. I'm saying Alabama will have more wins than LSU at the end of the year.
I don't know what the
And I'll
theme
wear a
song
clown.
is.
If I'm wrong, I'll wear a clown nose.
Me too. I don't know what the theme song is for LSU, but I would, if I did, I would start singing it right now. Just as
You already, Andy. You had the purple, the background this week. You.
Yeah.
This was foretold in the stars. You got the purple behind you. It was told that you will be rocking with the Tigers. Go Tigers.
Yeah, go Tigers. LFG. Let's freaking go. GAUX. So
You can tell RJ that if I lose this bet, I'll wear some kind of Tigers jersey or T-shirt or cap on the show for him.
We'll stay honest, Blocked. I wrote it down. I wrote it down in the
y'all
show.
ain't gonna remember making this bet. That's funny. No, we will. I promise you. I promise you. So, all right, go grab it. Jesse's special for preseason. He's got college football. He's putting in good work, and go check out his free play videos, guys. A lot of work goes into the college football to get you ready for the start of the season, and Jesse's had really good success. $5 Tuesday, you can have an MLB play up. Thank you very much, Jesse. All right. Just a little note here, Dan. I was just going through some of the headlines. For those of you that have fantasy football drafts coming up, the Miami head coach just came out and said Devon Achane is going to have a massive workload. Take that for what it's worth. I thought that was interesting. Couple other things. If y'all are looking for a parlay leg, I have not used it personally, but if you can bet tennis doubles, there's a match later today. Mertens and Schneider have been rolling through this tournament. They're minus 342. If you need a parlay leg, I would look at that one strong. I'm actually trying to figure out how to put it in a parlay. And I just put the Contender Series free play video that is up. We break down all the fights. So I record that Tuesday morning once all the rounds and things get releases. But $5 Tuesday, we actually got 3 plays that are up. We got Contender Series. We have an MLB prop that is up, coming off a loser last night by the hook. Looking forward to getting back on the winning ways today. But we also have a cricket play. It's the Caribbean Premier League. Just started. Jan hit the what do you get? 2 bets in a row to start the league. One or two bets in a row. But this league just started. It goes for about 8 weeks. This is Jan's, like, it's one of the funniest, most entertaining things to watch, and we can watch it while we're watching Contender Series tonight. They literally call it the biggest party on planet Earth or something,
Hell
and it's just a bunch of people in the Caribbean partying and watching cricket, but it's super bettable. So we got 3 $5 plays that are up. We've got cricket, we've got MLB, and Contender Series. So this is a great idea. Can we do a mock fantasy show sometime? Hell yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, comment below and let us know. If we only got one guy interested, but after the show goes live, let us know if you'd like Andy and I to do a mock draft. Maybe we'll do it separate from Wager Talk Today for you guys who aren't as interested, but we'll do one recorded and post it on the channel here. That would be no problem with me and Andy to kind of put sandwich together. You started with some football news. We gave some other thoughts, and we'll end with some football news. Did you see McDaniel, Mike McDaniel, who's now the offensive coordinator for the Chargers? You Omari and Hampton truthers. He came out in a press conference. He said, I think all three of our backs are going to be featured heavily. He goes, I just can't tell you which game they'll be featured in. So it will be a running back by committee there in Los Angeles. But if you want fantasy thoughts, Andy and I are in multiple leagues. I'm in a couple big money leagues. So if you want us to do a mock draft show solely fantasy outside of the betting realm, we can post that to the WagerTalk channel, but comment below. We need some interest to know it'll be worth it. So.
Yeah. Okay. So Dan and I will talk. We'll figure out how to do the mock draft. We'll get we'll have some of you guys jump in. Maybe we can get you know what, Kelly and them play in a big league. We should get them some practice. We'll put yeah.
I have a video team call today. Let's work something up, and then maybe as we finish the preseason, we'll post something big, or maybe week 2 of the preseason, because you don't want to have too many injuries, anything like that. But we'll do something. We'll do something for you guys, but keep the comments coming.
Okay, absolutely. Couple of other notes here. The Fever are -2.5 against the Liberty. I like the Fever in that one. And WNBA Sparks and Mercury, the Sparks are -2.5. That's terrifying. I like the under 177.5. I believe they're playing at a neutral. This may be a small client play. They're playing in a neutral site, I believe. I'll have to look it up, but that number seems too high. These teams have not been playing very well, so I'll be looking at the under on that one. So, all right. Johnny would absolutely jump in on that. They got to get practice and get ready for their big draft when they have. So, all right.
Yeah.
All right. That'll be good. That'll be good. So, all right, we're going to do Dinger Tuesday and an NFL player prop at the end of the show, but we got to bring in Ross, the boss. And yes, CFB James has been asking. Yes, Ross is coming on.
Yeah. He asked multiple times, Ross. He said, is Ross the boss coming on? I'm excited for Ross the boss. So don't worry. We got you, Ross. Your fans precede you, my friend. How you doing on a Tuesday?
I'm flattered. Where would I rather be than right here, right now with you gentlemen? And Dan, happy birthday, man. When I grow up, I want to be just like you.
That's what I've said about you, Ross. We're kindred spirits. We like the microphone on and off the stage. We're hammering some bets, and hopefully we're winning them for folks.
Yeah,
appreciate
Dan. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but
no, go ahead.
You guys got my blood pressure up already, and college football hasn't even started yet. Talking about Lane Kiffin, the biggest scumbag coach in all of college football. Right, Andy?
We did the.
I have to root for LSU now. I'm on a season bet on LSU.
Well, you can root for the kids. You can root for the kids,
and not the coach.
Hey, look! Don't forget, Sam Levitt is going to be the quarterback at LSU this year, and that's a guy who 2 years ago took Arizona State to the college football playoffs and almost pulled off a great upset win. He's a fine quarterback. If he stays healthy, he can make a huge difference at LSU.
Yeah, real quick, Andy, want to give a shout out to our man A. Dabaham Lincoln, dropping a nice little tip there. If you're wondering, whenever you're using the super chat features, whenever you're dropping tips like that, what happened? Does it go to the handicappers? Johnny points out last month we sent $814. Any of those tips that you give here, we pool them together. Once they get to a number that makes sense, we want us to donate them. Last month, we sent to Fisher House. Today, we should be sending, I think we're just over $500, and we're going to send that to St. Jude. So whenever you drop those tips, we greatly appreciate it, folks. It's not lining our pockets. We appreciate you interacting with the channel, and we love donating to charity, helping out some folks with the support that you give us for the channel. So great stuff there. Ross, the people have been asking for it, so let's get it for them, right? They want the Ross the Boss breakdowns in the way that only you can. The Yankees taking on the Seattle Mariners here, and I think we got Woo versus Weathers. So W on W crime here on the mound, Ross. How are you looking to bet this one starting off the series?
Well, right now, the Yankees, as we speak, are a -125 money line home favorite. Seattle's +115. Look at Brian Wu is one of the intriguing starting pitchers in baseball. And if you just follow this logic when he's on the mound, you've made an awful lot of money, I should say. And that he's Jekyll and Hyde when it comes to his home and away splits. This year, for example, 196 ERA and 075 whip in his home starts. Those are excellent numbers. But on the road, a 671 ERA and a 149 whip. And if you look at the last 3 seasons, including this year, you'll see that those home and away splits are pretty consistent with his Jekyll and Hyde label that I just put on him. Also, the Woo is 0-8. Or I should say Seattle is 0-8 this year when their money line is between plus 125 to minus 125, which it is tonight, and when Brian Woo is a starting pitcher. So games in which the Mariners against their opponents is deemed to be pretty even by the odds makers and Woo is on the mound, they haven't fared well at all. The Mariners have lost 4 in a row. 8 of their last 11. They've scored 2 runs or fewer in 5 of their last 6 games. And speaking of plus 125 to minus 125, no matter who's on the mound for Seattle this year, 19-41. Not good at all. Ryan Weathers in very good form over his last 3 starts for the Yankees with an 0.48 ERA, 0.96 whip, averaging 6.2 innings pitched per start. This current Seattle active roster is just 6 for 27 lifetime against Weathers. And one thing of note is out of the 21 outs that Weathers has recorded against his current active Seattle roster, 10 of them came via strikeouts. That's 47.6% of the outs he's recorded against his current Seattle roster have come by way of strikeouts. The Yankees are coming off a 2-1 loss to Atlanta on Sunday. In their 4-0 in their last 4 following a loss in their previous game. And in those 4 wins, they only allowed a combined 4 runs. I like the New York Yankees here, minus 125 at home over the Seattle Mariners.
Road chalk, fading Mr. Jekyll and Hyde himself in Woo. I like the breakdown there, Ross. We got some great college football specials to talk about. And also, I want to break down how you've been so successful year over year in college football. But since we're talking baseball, we'll keep it right there. You can check out those deals, WT.buzz/RB. We'll talk about them in a few. But right now, Mets and Braves. Ross, don't look now, but like, the Mets are surging a little bit here. 6 of their last 7. Maybe it's just staying out of New York. Maybe that's the secret sauce. The road trip has been kind to them. And also, this matchup against the division-leading Bravos has been really nice for them as well. I think they won 7 of 11 against Atlanta this season, and they're guaranteed to win the series season against the Braves for the first time since 2017. So does the dominance continue tonight? They're dogs in this one, coming off of an 8-5 win. How do you see this one shaking out, Ross?
Well, you're right. I mean, you look at the Mets, and all of a sudden they caught fire in this road trip, going like Dan alluded to, winning 6 of the last 7, or 6 of the 7 on this road trip. Atlanta, against the Mets, they haven't fared well. Dan mentioned they lost 7 of 11 games against the Mets this year, and that includes going 1-5 in the last 6 against New York. Atlanta's also lost 3 of their last 4 games overall. Martin Perez gets the start for the Braves tonight, and he's been in excellent form over his last 4 starts, but a red flag's come up a little bit for me. First of all, yes, he's pitched extremely well over those last 4 starts, but he's only averaged 4.7 innings pitched per outing. The Braves bullpen has a poor 154 whip over their last 7 games and just converted on 2 of 4 save opportunities over those 7 contests. Also, the Mets' current active roster against Martin Perez, how about 47 for 152, a 309 team batting average, and a 375 on base percentage. Not only are the Mets 6-1 in their last 7, but in those 6 wins, they've scored 6 runs or more on each occasion. And during those last 7 games, they've hit 292 as a team with a 364 on base percentage. And they smacked 14 home runs, averaging 2 home runs per game. That'll win you a lot of games, which they have. And the Mets, They're coming off that 8-5 win at Atlanta last night. That ended a Braves 9-game home winning streak. Nolan McLean gets a start for the Mets. In his last 7 starts, a 2.40 ERA. And in 11 starts this year, McLean has an excellent 2.81 ERA and a 103 whip. The current Braves roster is just 10-450 against McLean lifetime. That's a 200 batting average. Not good at all, folks. And the Mets bullpen, I think, has gone a bit overlooked over the last 25 games. They have a staff 2.37 ERA and a 1.12 whip. I think there's value here on the Mets here at plus 115 over the Atlanta Braves.
I love it, Ross. Great breakdown there. WT.buzz/RB. Real quick before we turn over, talk a little college football. I know I might be catching you off guard here, Ross, but we have a question from one of your biggest fans here. CFB James was clamoring. You have any thoughts on the Phillies matchup here today? Anything that stand out to you? I know it's something that maybe you didn't even get a chance to cap, but as you just glance over the matchup, any brief thoughts?
Yeah, what's this pitching matchup? I haven't even looked at that game. I have one play today. It's a $5 play in Major League Baseball. What's the pitching matchup, Dan?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now here for you, Ross. It looks like we're going
It's your boy
to
Sanchez.
see Sanchez. We're going to have Sanchez versus Palante. So lefty
Cardinals
versus righty.
under
Yeah.
team total first 5.
Yeah, I like the I like the under in the first 5. Palante's been pitching good. Christopher Sanchez, a bit of a concern of late, although he's coming off a real good outing in his last start where he, I believe, went 7 innings and allowed just 1 earned run. So I would tend to favor a very small lean on going under the first 5 inning total in that game.
I really like that, Ross. And I think if you just look at what happened last night, so Phillies get the win 6-5. However, a lot of that was because they had to go to a bullpen and go to a bullpen deep. So maybe a swoop in. Maybe this is a live bet action. If you want to bet at pre-flop, I'm with Ross. Just a lean towards that under in the first 5. And I think if that stays low enough, you might be able to drop down that in-game total and take the game over for the game, or a team total St. Louis over for the game in-game. Because I think once the Phils turn to the bullpen, that's where majority of the runs are going to be in the back half of this game. So we'll see if that's how it shakes out. But I'm kind of with you, Ross. Early on in the game, I don't expect much offensive production from either side.
You know, Dan, you being a big Phillies fan and a resident of that area, their bullpen, they just can't seem to get it straightened out. I mean, they pitch good in certain spots, but overall, over the last 3 years, that's been their enigma.
Yeah, and you said the last statement you said, Ross, was the perfect one. Move out Mattingly, move out Topper, move out whoever you want calling the shots. The common denominator of the Phillies' lack of, I don't want to say lack of success, because they've been a playoff team. You know what I mean? They've made some noise, but it always comes back to the bats go silent when you don't need them, and then you just don't have control from guys like Kerkering and guys like Alvarado. They're so obsessed with their spin angle and how fast they're throwing the ball that they just don't have command to get strikeouts when you need them. They can throw the ball harder than anybody, or just as hard as anyone in the league on the back end of that bullpen, but the control just isn't there. And I don't see how that changes, Ross. So I think that's been the thorn in the side of this team.
It's got to be frustrating sometimes when you look at that lineup and they go through some offensive struggles for 4 or 5 game stretches, you know? Yeah.
It's been tough, man. And I don't see how it changes. And shout out CFB James. Thanks for noticing me. Hey man, thanks for commenting. Thanks to all you folks who are checking in here. Robert, Slick, Vic, RJ's always in the chat. We appreciate you guys. You're the reason why we do live shows. If you don't keep those comments coming, live shows aren't going to be a thing. So keep interacting, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting subscribe. All right, Ross, let's wrap things up here, just talking a little bit about college football, because JD made this awesome graphic, which I just think I got to go full screen with it because it's incredible. So look at these old school trading cards. You can take your look at who the profit leaders were last year. Ross, you look damn good there. So
hey, I'm a linebacker, man.
Yeah,
And,
you don't want to
know?
see that guy, Urlacher, across the middle. That's for damn sure. Almost 76 units gained, Ross, in college football. So let's talk a little bit about the specials you have because we want to get people on board. I mean, the proven track record speaks for itself, Ross. Again, we can't guarantee future success, but you're putting in the work, man. So what do you got locked and loaded for folks? WT.buzz/RB.
Yeah, I mean, when you put up a very successful record with a huge sample size, I mean, over the last 3 seasons, 182 and 120 with my college football premium picks. That's good for 60.3%. Like you said, last year I made 75.99 units in college football, but I also went 53 and 31, which is 63.1%. So over the last 3 seasons, I made 155.76 units of profit in college football. That ranks number 1 at WagerTalk. And also, folks, my college football 5% best bets last year went 13 and 3, 81%. I went a little brain freeze there, Dan. But anyway, 13 and 3, 81% last year with my college football 5% best bets. You can get all my college football right through the national championship game, including all 5% best bets for just $5.99. And not only that, folks, last year, college football, NFL combined, I finished number 2. You not only could you get the $5.99 for the college football, if you want to add the NFL in, it's only another $300. You can get college football and the NFL for $8.99. Includes all 5% best bets. Includes all premium picks right through the Super Bowl and national championship game.
I love it, Ross. And for all the trolls out there, folks, it's legit. It's verifiable. Everyone, we popped up the graphic. Oh, everyone at WagerTalk is number 1 in something. No, there's number 2s on there, and that's just as impressive with the good competition that we have. So, hey, folks, any press is good press. So keep the hate coming. We'll just keep verifying, and you keep cashing those tickets, Ross. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and I'll have, by the way, folks, talking about NFL preseason, I'll have a free pick video coming up with 2 games very shortly after the show here. Is I'm going to be looking at the Lions and Bengals and the Arizona Cardinals and Las Vegas Raiders. 2 games that go on Thursday night. I'll have my breakdown on both games and also my picks as well. So
I love it, Ross. Keep them coming. You don't want to miss those. Hit the subscribe button, and you'll always see when Ross goes live. Ross, always a pleasure, man. Best of luck, and when we talk to you next time, let's keep climbing up those leaderboards, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Happy birthday again, my friend.
Appreciate you, Ross, the boss, Benjamin. That's good stuff out of Ross.
What time are you going to see the Odyssey? Because
there's this brewery that I've been
3-hour movie.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie. So it's as a guy who's usually in bed by 9 o'clock, that's going to be a tough one for me because it starts at 7:30. Well, the previews start at 7:30, Andy. So and the theater we're going to is about a half hour away. So it'll be a late night for me, but it'll be worth it. I have this brewery that has a cheesesteak flight that I have been dying to go and try. So we're going to go get some cheesesteak flights before the movie and then go see the Odyssey. So hopefully the cheesesteak flight settles in, man, because if a 3-hour movie, it's hopefully I'll give you the breakdown tomorrow, Andy, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, bring pictures tomorrow.
Oh,
just put on this show tomorrow.
You know me from in Detroit, Andy. I say what? The phones eat first, and I don't let anyone eat anything on the table without photographing it. I'm that big of a foodie. Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, man! Wow, a cheesesteak flight. I'm jealous.
Only in Philly.
Truth. Yeah. All right. We've got Dinger Tuesday. We've got NFL Future, Wide Receiver Tuesday. What do you want to do first, Dan?
Let's get the Dinger out of the way here, folks. It's one of our favorite things to do on Tuesday. The Blue Book offers a special where you can profit boost dingers. So you can only bet $10 on them, so do it responsibly. But show us your dinger. We're going to show you ours. It's Dinger.
All right, I will go first. I'm going to go Jock Peterson, Texas Rangers. He's batting leadoff, 21 home runs on the season. And I just like this stat. Ryan Johnson has given up a home run in 7 straight games. That's kind of hard to do. give up a home run in 7 straight starts. So Jock Peterson for Texas Rangers is going to be my dinger. What's your dinger?
Jock is also an incredible name to bet on someone for a dinger on Dinger Tuesday, I will say.
Jock Peterson is such a baseball name. Like that just screams baseball.
Yeah, and you know what else screams baseball? How about Spencer Torkelson? It's not as good as Jock, but Spencer Torkelson sounds like a guy who should be going yard. He's also a guy, I hate to use the do theory, Andy, but he's been hitting it hard and he hasn't been getting it out of the park. He's got 20 home runs on the season. New month here, August. I think this is about time for him to start heating up. 17 of those 20 home runs have come against righties. And he's got Bybee on the mound, who he's going to be facing against, who's given up 23 home runs on the year. Torkelson, around 4-1 to go yards. With that boost, this is a nice price. Give me Spencer Torkelson for the Detroit office to go yard on Dinger Tuesday. Comment below and let us know who you think is hitting home.
Spencer Torkelson, that sounds like the drummer for the Black Keys or something. Like
it does. It does. More of a drummer name than a baseball name, but a strong name nevertheless.
Yes. Chris has just let me know that the Contender Series video is live. That is on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, so go check it out. It's a short one, but I do break down props, rounds, money lines, what we can do for Contender Series. And the $5 Contender Series play is up, along with $5 cricket, along with $5 MLB, running good in all of those sports. 15-7 run for MMA. And as Seth is asking in the chat, we already have our 5% play. We know what we're doing for UFC. I'll probably put that up this afternoon, but let's cash on $5 Tuesday. Then we'll get that 5% out to everybody, but really, really good time to use that 6-day pass. You get 6 days for the price of $3, $69, pretty much a no-brainer at this point. So coming off a really nice weekend, lost our MLB play last night. We had this tennis play that's been delayed like 3 days. I'm just waiting for the last leg of this parlay. Dan,
the worst.
It's the tournament up in Canada. The tournament in Cincinnati is starting. The tournaments are now overlapping. This is how many delays they've had up there. So got some weird stuff going on in tennis. But we'll get that one cashed, and then we'll start playing some doubles plays in the Cincy tournament. So, all right, let's do our NFL future. And we're going to the Houston Texans, Nico Collins. Over under 6.5 receiving touchdowns. I'll give you my breakdown here. 15 games last year, he had 6 touchdowns. 12 games in 2024, he had 7. 2023, 15 games he played, he had 8 touchdowns. They've added David Montgomery as the running back. Their wide receiver depth chart is Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins. Tank Dell is back. I just don't know how effective he's going to be off of one of the more brutal knee injuries that you'll ever see. They do have Dalton Schultz at tight end, good red zone target. Middle of the road offense last year, they averaged 23.8 points per game, which is higher than I remember. 24 passing touchdowns last season. We know their defense is elite. So that's kind of a bummer with this offense, is sometimes their defense just shuts teams down and they just don't have to do it. Like, this isn't a team that's probably going to be in a lot of games that are 40-35, things like that. CJ Stroud played 14 games. He threw 19 touchdowns. Their red zone offense and third down offense was atrocious last year. Concern is CJ Stroud's production has gone down each of the last couple years. There's concerns about the offensive line, but they actually played a little bit better last year. They drafted a center in the first round. They made some changes. That should be an improvement. I'm going to lean the over. Collins is by far the best weapon on offense. He's a great number 1 wide receiver. I just think CJ Stroud is better than what he showed last year. It was a down year. I think he plays better. Offensive line should keep improving. So I'll take a slight over. I think he gets to 7 or 8. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think one thing that you can't handicap this without being cognizant of is the fact that this team didn't just sit back on their hands and say, oh, we're going to run it back. We have a strong defense. Let's maybe add some pieces here. Not only did they add some pieces and some solid pieces, like adding David Montgomery for a team that hasn't had any consistency in running back, that's a big deal. And
I like the move.
That thinks, it'll make them a heavy run team. No, not only did they add some pieces, they also said, we need to completely revamp this thing. Bobby Slowick sent out the door, and then they bring in Nick Caley is going to be the new offensive coordinator. So you have a new offensive coordinator who wants to come in, make a stamp. He's been talking about how consistent he has seen it from CJ Stroud. Now he's not going to throw him under the bus and say he sucks, but this team is going to use the run to set up the pass, I believe. And I'm right there with you. Yes, Tank Dell is coming off of an injury. However, from what I'm seeing from him in camp, looks like he looks better than ever as far as his movement is concerned. He looks quick. But again, running against air isn't playing in a game. The steady hand is going to be Nico Collins on this offense. And Andy, even in the years when he only has 15 games under his belt, you miss a game or two, this is a guy who will be productive. He is their guy who not only can beat you over the top, he's going to work a lot of the target share. So Nico Collins, for me, I think he gets to 7. This would be an over bet for me. I'm not sure if it's going to make my card, but I like this a little bit more than just a lean. This would, I don't load up my portfolio with futures, Andy, just because I don't want, X amount of my bankroll completely tied up in futures. So only if I love it, am I going to bet it. But Nico Collins, talk about our mock drafts. He's a guy who I'm going to be targeting. I'm pretty high on Nico Collins, and I'm with you. I think CJ Stroud is going to have I won't say much better year than last year, but a certainly more productive year and be a little bit more like what we saw his rookie season as to what we've seen since then. So Nico Collins over for me.
Yeah, that's all right. An agreement on an over is kind of rare for us. You and I tend to lean on the under. So if you and I both like an over, think that kind of says a lot. So, all right, Brian, so on the way is the MMA parlay for tonight, Contender Series. Yes, the $5 play that is up on the front page, that is for Contender Series tonight. So, all right, great show. Thank you to Ross. Thank you to Jesse. Thank you to you guys. It's $5 Tuesday. Grab as many $5 plays as you're comfortable with. We got 3 of them up just for ourselves. Those 3 all go tonight. So hopefully we're going to be back tomorrow with a 3-0 sweep of the card, but we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Good luck on all your bets. Happy birthday, Dan. Enjoy the Odyssey. We'll see everyone on Wednesday. Take care.